Acquittal on the ground that the evidence before this court is insufficient to sustain a conviction.
In the future, that our conviction has rewarded us.
But my conviction is born to damn the fuckers who doubted me.
It'll always be in England, eh? Well, I suppose that's as good a conviction as any.
It needs to be said again and again with fierce conviction.
Convictions run about 90%.
Because he lacks conviction.
Help the government win convictions.
Well, misery has a way of clarifying one's convictions.
Those in favour of conviction.
Bit of a stretch. He's got no previous convictions. Not even
a Penal Code Section 1118.1 for a judgment of acquittal on the ground that the evidence before this court is insufficient to sustain a conviction. Thank you.
Your legal skills
conclude that the New Bailey will become the symbol of our time and the future that our conviction has rewarded us. Mr. Hare.
Our surveillance cameras
My path has been unstable, but my conviction is born to damn the fuckers who doubted me, to lessen the assholes who tested me.
Gentle, you know, not exactly smug, not exactly warlike either. It'll always be in England, eh? Well, I suppose that's as good a conviction as any.
Good deal better than most, if I may say so, sir. Huh?
I think we're just saying the same things that need to be said again and again with fierce conviction.
Criminals expect to be caught. Convictions run about 90%. Here, it's closer to...
Read by Burton. Rob can't do poems in his own voice because he lacks conviction.
My soul is an enchanted boat which...
Himself. In terms of his cooperation, Mr. Belford has helped the government win convictions of over 24 serious offenders.
Well, misery has a way of clarifying one's convictions. See, it was in the orphanage that I realized what my life's work would be.
Those in favour of conviction.
sawing one off. It's a bit of a stretch. He's got no previous convictions, not even a speeding ticket. The coroner says that you speak...
First mob of bank bandits in this country. You're a three-time loser. And a fourth conviction, according to the laws of this state, means a life sentence.
Don't worry, I'm...
How long? Look, I will provide the documents and the information to secure his conviction.
Why?
Because I'm afraid for my fucking...
Mr. Parcher.
Well, conviction, it turns out, is a luxury of those on the sidelines, Mr. Nash.
I'll try and keep that in mind.
If only he would consider the wishes of his public, rather than pursuing his own peculiar convictions. It would be his salvation.
And yet, my dear Beachy, as his person
out there and have the guts to do it, they're a particular type. They've got conscience and conviction, but they've also got ego. Now, there's a guy
in what is now an 18-month-long, wide-ranging examination that has resulted in no convictions. Congressman Wilson has not been charged with any crime, nor has he been questioned.
Whether it's army or what it is, when you're under conviction, that is not a joke. That's what you are.
Otherwise, it was against your convictions.
We now speak of life and death, not convictions.
May not be my dream, may not be yours, but he's pursuing it with great conviction and focus. In fact, I was thinking about the 9 steps and
Dear, the piety of those pale-faced women with their rosaries and their convictions. I wanted to be just as they are, but I couldn't.
You do, Marie. But if you lose your conviction, then what hope do the rest of us have?
What am I looking at? Paint by fucking numbers?
Evidence from Cutter's 1987 conviction. Most of the stuff was auctioned off as lesser-known pieces by police and his son to go off to war.
Your brother John is a man of great conviction. I admire him.
And what about you, Mr. Wilson? What do you believe in?
Quiet life and finally begun to find some peace again.
Say that again with conviction.
Don't be impertinent.
He's not with us.
The cops attached him to get a conviction.
Did you leave the Café Cabrones without...
Know which one? I'm the accountant, remember?
You still get out with a good profit and no criminal convictions.
No, we're not buying.
You have to buy.
Melanie...
I don't know. Would you?
Not if I wanted a conviction.
Whose mind glows with the warmth of sensibility and whose arguments result from conviction. She must feel the influence of those passions.
Celebrating Forster's pending execution?
We were celebrating his conviction, that is, execution. It wasn't overturned, so we were happy about that. We worked hard.
Or wants to say.
It is the quality of one's convictions that determines success, not the number of followers.
Try to have more conviction in your voice next time.
More conviction. They claim we are unable to get convictions in even the worst, most heinous crimes, and that we have faltered under the pressure.
Max, don't you ever say that again. You know I have no political convictions. Can I help it if other people do? Oh, yes, you can help it.
You lack the courage of your convictions, sir. Do it. Most of all, I longed for death.
More interested in Ordell than he is in the money. If he does anything suspect, it'll be cutting corners to get the conviction, but he wouldn't walk off with the money. It's evident.
Allow me one short story by way of illustrating your own convictions.
Preparing to spend the night at H.
Feelings about people.
Captain, are you entirely certain which side you're on?
I have no conviction, if that's what you mean. I blow with the wind. And the...
You know how this city feels about corrupt cops? I'll get a conviction with my eyes closed. Just tell us where the rest of the money went.
I've heard of the police deliberately planting clues to ensure a conviction.
His men were here for hours last night.
Working on our philosophy merit badge, Zach?
When it comes to rape, an accusation's as good as a conviction. It sticks like shit.
That's an appetizing metaphor.
Feeling a certain interest in a person necessarily engenders a conviction that she's beautiful.
Now, up to a point.
Dear Lord, thank you for giving me the strength and the conviction to complete the task you entrusted to me.
You do know that the jury will be hearing a list of all your previous convictions for violence, aggravated assault.
And depending on what they decide to arrest me on, fraud conviction gets me 20 years.
Belief in unflinching honesty. A patriarch with an almost biblical sense of integrity and conviction. A man of faith and courage.
You understand that this conviction can be used against you in any future violations or convictions, resulting in additional time after
the murders began. Yeah, good on for a conviction, couldn't it? Come on, Holland's all.
And the extreme risk you are taking. And if it works out, and your information is valuable in obtaining a conviction, then naturally...
But that is not the reason I'm here.
An indentured servant. It's not a whim for you. You prove it to him by your conviction and your passion. You show him that, and if he still doesn't believe you,